What's going on, YouTube? Slowest R32 right back at you again with another video. In this video, I ran a couple errands, and one of those errands I ran was for that engine right there. So I'm going to be showing you why I'm running the rear wheel drive oil pan instead of the all wheel drive oil pan. So like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Enjoy. So if you didn't already know, I'm not running this oil pan right here because I'm going to keep my setup rear wheel drive. That's the all wheel drive oil pan. So in order to run the rear wheel drive oil pan, this one's from the 20, I had to get the rear wheel drive pickup, which is right there, and run it in this. But the problem is that the opening for that pickup, the rear wheel drive one, is too far forward for the rear wheel drive pan. So I took it to this shop that I've been going to for a couple years now, and I got them to do this. So what they did was cut out some of the baffling so that I can run that oil pickup, and they welded in the bung for my head drain kit. So I'm gonna get this in. See if it fits. It should fit, because if I lay it, I did a little measuring the other day, but I mean, if I lay it next to this one, kinda, the fronts are kind of the same, like, or the openings are kind of the same, you know, give or take or whatever. But that should be able to run on this. So I'm very excited about that. I had to take it to a professional because, one, I don't know how to weld, and two, I mean, look at this, I would have definitely hurt myself. I'm prone to hurt myself, but yeah, that's all done. Oof, man, smoking's bad, kinda. Yeah, so pretty much the Franklin head drain kit, which is right here, came with a bung, and that bung was to weld. Most people recommend the oil pan, so that's what I did. I ran it to the oil pan. Other people do like weird other places, turbo line kits and stuff, so they ran the oil to that, but I'm doing it to the oil pan. So that's why I got the bung welded, and it looks really nice. I'm just gonna hit it with brake clean a little bit so it gets it nice and cleaned up. And unfortunately I have to work today, so this might be a two-parter. I just wanted to show you guys what was up, and honestly the oil pan is gonna be going on soon, so this thing is going to be complete pretty soon. So very excited. Look at that, Home Depot bolts. Look how clean it is. Oh, look how beautiful it is. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a little test fitting, and then I will get back to you guys. So after trying to get some fitting in, it turns out my measurements were a little bit wrong. So I need to at least cut out a little bit like here, because this right here is hitting on that. So I need to cut this out and then see if it fits a little bit better. So I will do that real quick. All right, what I didn't know is that in order to run the rear wheel drive pan, you need to take the all wheel drive baffling out. So I pretty much got that almost fit. I had to cut a little bit more out, but I also have to shave this down because this is what's preventing it from seating all the way in the bolt position. So I just got to shave this down a little bit, and then hopefully we'll get her on there. So sorry about the wait. So after numerous times of taking this on and off, I shaved it up a bit so it's a little bit flatter right there, but also had to mangle this up a bit. I had to hit it a bit so that it clears this, so that it matches with the rear wheel drive oil pan holes, because the RB25 block came with two sets of holes so that you can mount up a rear wheel drive pan if you wanted to, and that's what I'm doing. So I had to bang this out a little bit to get it in, to get this part to fit right there. So I'm not going to put it on just yet. I might say that for another video, or I might wait until Danny shows up, or until Danny comes, because I have to work tonight. But All I got to do now, I'm going to clean this out with brake clean because I'm sure some metal shavings got in this. Clean that out with brake clean, and then I'm going to reinstall this and let it sit. So, yeah, it's going to be another part for this video, or there's going to be more parts of it later, so check back in. All right, YouTube, in order to get the rear-wheel drive oil pan on, you're going to need to do some modifications. It is possible, but it's going to take some grinding. Some sweat. All right, I'm sweating over here in my fucking fit.
Well, what the hell?
But, this is what you got to do. So I took this to a shop to get cut. I had to do a little bit more cutting because I measured it wrong, but this needs to be beat in a little bit, and it needs to be flattened anyways, but it needs to be beaten in so that the rear-wheel drive pickup, this right here, this part was rubbing up against it. Let me see if I can show you. This part right here was rubbing up against it, so I took it out and flattened it a bit. But that needs to be shaved down. That part over there on the oil pan needs to be beaten in. And you can't run the all-wheel drive baffles on it because they'll bump up against the pan. So pretty much, I mean, looking at this from the bottom, it could be an RB20 since the 20 didn't have that option, but it's a 25. So you got extra holes and yada, yada, yada. But no more of that clunky bitch. I could have ran that if I removed those shafts and then I got those two holes welded up, but I didn't want to do that. So part 2 is going to be coming because I would rather have Danny's help to help me turn that around and get all the gasket maker and stuff on that. So part 2 is coming soon. I'm not going to upload this yet. I'm just going to make it all into one video, so stay tuned. What's going on, YouTube? It is 7-something in the morning. I just got home from work. I worked 12 hours, and I don't think I'm ready to go to bed yet. So I'm going to put the oil pan onto that right there. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna turn that fat bitch over and put that oil pan on. So stay tuned. All right, so I'm about to get cracking on this. I'm very tired, very, very tired, but I am oddly motivated. So, like I said, I'm gonna turn that thing over, get up on that bottom side, up under there, and I'm gonna seal her up. Yeah, so watch that. All right, before I turn this bitch over, what in the fuck am I? It's a mess in here. Sorry. Before I turn this bitch over, I'm going to get a little oil in there because it seems a little dry. So I'm going to lube that up and then turn it over. I always want to keep it lubed up, guys. All right, guys. Oh, my goodness. I'll do that one more time. This fucking thing.
What the fuck is your problem? You think this shit a game or something?
Okay. All right. She's upside down. You can see all of her more intimate bits. But you can see to get this to fit on, I need to shave that a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but you can kind of see the gasket there. But it's all torqued down and everything. I just need to get this. I'm sorry I'm out of breath. Good Lord. That water pump took the life out of me. But yeah, I'm going to get that on there. At least fit it on there for now. So stay tuned. So, not that I'm running into an issue, but this part right here still needs to be banged out a little bit so that I can fit. Because what it's doing is this edge right there is hitting on this. So it needs to come out a little bit, and it needs to be flattened a little bit more. But I just got to do a little banging and then get that edge out. I don't know if you guys can see, but right here, it's like barely clearing it. I just need to beat it out a little bit more and then get it fitted on there. Also, when you beat it out, gotta straighten it because I know it's not gonna be flush. So I gotta make that flush and then it mounts on there just like that. All right, guys. After infinite amounts of tinkering and the mess you see here, the oil pan is not bolted on, but it's lined up. I had to open up this hole a little bit to fit a 12 in there. And other than that, everything lines up how it's supposed to. I'm gonna clean it up a bit. It's not pretty, it's got dings and shit, but it's the oil pan. It's going to be on the bottom of the car. Who gives a fuck? But yeah, I'm gonna get that leveled out. I'm gonna get my gasket maker, which is right here, and get it mounted on there. Also, what I had to do was use the 25 pickup, because the rear wheel drive pickup was just not doing it. It was not fitting right, but I just shaved down the the 25 pickup, and I'm using that. So I'm gonna get that flattened, and then I will get back with you shortly. All right, so that is pretty flush, pretty flat. It's not moving around a lot. I'm gonna hit it with brake clean, just to clean out all the shavings and stuff. So I don't want anything in my you obviously don't want anything in your engine, but I'm also gonna clean this thing out with some brake clean before I put it back in, because this had some shaving off of it. So here we are as an update. Got these two guys clean. Once again, this is not perfect, but it's functional. Got it all flattened out. I used a clean rag to, oh God, it just made me sound good. I should smoothen that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna smoothen that out, and then I'm going to do that again. I'm gonna clean it again. But I'm using the 25 pickup, because the 25 pickup is better. Is a better seal. Also, the gasket I got in the manifold kit was for a 25, and I'm pretty sure that goes onto this, not the other one. So there's some, you gotta make sure everything's clean. There's some gasket and some nasty shit in there. See if I can get that out and then get that torqued down. She may not be pretty, but smooth to the touch. The reason I wanted it smooth is because if any of those metal shavings lodge off on these edges, they could grenade my fucking motor. And we don't want that, especially with all this hard work I'm doing to it. So I'm gonna get this all cleaned up again, and then I'm gonna lay my bead down and get my screws ready. So stay tuned. All right, got all my bolts here that I'm gonna use. My surface, it's all clean and whatnot. What is that? Let me get that off. Surface is all clean. Yeah, I'm about to put the bead on that oil pan, which is right here. This opening is just really big. I usually just use a plastic bag and cut it, but yeah, I'm gonna put the bead down and then put it on there. Stay tuned. All right, YouTube, I'm back. Sorry if I'm a little sweaty, I hope not, but look at that. The oil pan is sitting there. I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour, and then I'm going to torque them down, because like everything that has more than 3 bolts, everything has a torque sequence. So once that sits, once this, cakes up or whatever it's supposed to do, I'm gonna torque everything down in the correct sequence it's supposed to be torqued in, and then voila, the oil pan will be on. So stay tuned. All right, YouTube. After an outfit change, because I was in my work clothes since 7 a.m. And letting this sit for the amount of time it should have, it's time to torque those bolts down. Like everything that has more than 3 bolts, it has a sequence. So I'm not going to record it because it's a boring process. I'm just going to show you what it's going to look like after it's done. Also, I might throw the alternator on too, but we'll see. There you go, guys. This RB, it has an oil pan now. Look at that. And I will say it looks pretty good. My weld for my drain plug is right there. Right there. That's going to go back to my head drain, which is over there. That actually looks decent. It looks decent. Yeah. I'm just going to throw the alternator on. So I'll be right back. So I need to look up how to do that. All right, YouTube. Pretty much the alternator is kind of self-explanatory. I will say this though, back when the 20 was running, I swapped the alternator out because the stock one, don't quote me on this, was rated for like 80, and this is an LS one from a 04 GTO, and they have the same plug right back there. They use the same plug in that ear for some reason, but this is the CNC bracket kit, and this is, I mean, I cleaned it up a little bit, but this is the alternator I ran on the 20. And I mean, just tighten it. And then originally I think it had this. I believe it had this because the old alternator had like this space right here that this would go on. And I was confused for a while. I was like, there's no way. Because I know I needed this, but this alternator does not need it because it's got that space filled. So, I mean, it's not tightened, but this is pretty tight. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to do. I like to have motivation, and when I have motivation, I like to do things. So whether it's something like tiny or something big, I just like to get something done. So this is a big step for me. Got the oil pan done, got the alternator on. It's really coming together, and I'm starting to love it even more. Yeah, that's all I really got. I wish there was like more to do or more to say, but there's not. Everything's pretty simple. It's easy to install. I do love the fact that the RB or the 25 came with the option for the rear wheel drive oil pan. And it was a pain in the ass to get on, obviously, but the option's cool. The 20 does not because it was just rear wheel drive. But beautiful option. I'm gonna get these oiled up again since all of it dripped on the floor, and then I'm going to seal it up again. So thanks for watching, YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow the build, because the build is coming, and it's coming a lot faster than I thought it would. Yeah, it makes me happy to see. But next up, I think fuel rail. Get my injectors cleaned and then put those in. But yeah, look at it. Just coming together. But all right, guys, take care. Bye.